Thanks for staying with us at 5:45. So far in fiscal year 2023, Clark County has paid about $1.3 billion to vendors, including spending at least $325 million on construction and infrastructure improvement projects. Rachel O'Brien from OpenTheBooks.com joining us as she does each and every week to break down the numbers. Okay, so let's take a look at this, Rachel. Besides, let's say, construction and infrastructure, where were some of the areas where we saw money spent?
Right. So Clark County, as we know, it's the largest local government in Southern Nevada, 2.3 million residents, nearly 50 million visitors every year. So it spends a lot of money. So we looked at healthcare and medical spending. These are payments that were paid specifically to vendors by the county in the first 3 quarters of this fiscal year 2023. So healthcare medical spending, $173 million. Which includes funding for a university medical center. Transportation, they spent about $133 million, which of course is running the airport, as well as things like funding money to auto dealerships. Technology, they spent almost $100 million. Things like Microsoft, Adobe, T-Mobile. Insurance companies, they had to pay $75 million. Consulting firms, $25 million. Real estate, property management industry got about $50 million. And this isn't all of the spending again. This is just the first 3 quarters of the fiscal year.
Okay. And, of course, the question then becomes, okay, well, how does this compare to what we've been spending in previous years? And then how do we then compare that to, say, other cities or communities of similar size?
All right. So we look first 3 quarters of last fiscal year, the county actually had spent more money at this time of year, about $200 million more. So they're spending a little less this year. We looked at also the cities of Las Vegas and Henderson, obviously significantly smaller than all of Clark County. But Las Vegas, they spent for their 2022 payments that they made to vendors, that was over $600 million. They also spent $188 million on construction and infrastructure, $45 million on insurance, $16 million on other healthcare, spending $23 million on technology. Henderson, they spent over about $400 million to their vendors in 2022. Again, $100 million on construction, other infrastructure improvement projects, $41 million to insurance, $25 million to technology vendors. So it costs a lot of money to run these governments.
Obviously, up in the millions. Hey, Rachel O'Brien, appreciate you. OpenTheBooks.com, always breaking down the numbers for us and putting things into perspective. We'll see you again next week.